All right. Well, this is the second episode of the Trial by Fire podcast. This is my guest, uh, Jackson. Say hello. All right. Um, so this episode is going to be dedicated.
Hi.
So this episode is going to be stop. This episode is going to be dedicated to the the skill curves in video games because and why I think that they are necessary. So, do you know what a skill curve is in a video game, Jackson?
Yes.
Can you explain to me a basic definition of it?
How a game has like how tough it is, or like how fast you have to get good at the game.
To a certain extent, that is correct. It's more so how hard it is to get good at a game and
Oh yeah.
how much of a difference there is between beginners and experts. So,
Also that.
for instance, if I'm playing Shinobi in this game, right, you would say he's a medium skill. You know, you have the double dodge, you need to learn how that works, right? You have a lot of moves in your arsenal, you need to learn how all the 50/50s work, right? And then you look at Highlander, and he has so many tools in his kit and so much that he can do with his kit that he has a lot higher of a skill curve than everybody else, right?
Mhm.
So that's essentially what a skill curve is. What is your opinion on skill curves in video games?
I think that it's definitely a good thing that they have that in video games, and it probably should be like it should be a thing in like probably almost all video games. And yeah, that's really it. I would say.
So you think that skill curves are good in every video game?
I probably to like a certain extent. I don't think I've really like came across a game where I'm like so mad at it or like don't like it because of how hard it is. Because obviously, we'll just get good. Like just kind of like Souls games. Like I can imagine. Obviously, there's a huge like skill curve adaptation or whatever in those games, and you just have to learn how to play them and get better at them. And yeah.
So what about games where it's just a peaceful adventure and there's no skill curve in it? Do you think that those games are worse because you don't really have to learn anything for it? Or do you think that that's just a special type of game and it's very separate from the rest of them?
I'd say it's I don't mind if there's no skill curve or whatever. Yeah, it could be separate. Like say like Minecraft, there's obviously like PvP that has like a skill curve thing because obviously there's like ways you can get super good at it and it's really dumb, like juggling, in fact, or using a snowball to like get to help combo someone. And even like Animal Crossing, I never played it personally, but I've heard that like a lot of people have a fun in it and enjoy the game, and I just know that it's a like peaceful, enjoyable game.
So you think it's like the whole nother type of game and it's not inherently bad for it?
Yes.
So what is your opinion on the skill curve in For Honor, for an example?
Well, mainly for Honor is kind of like just luck, but also mostly reading your opponents. Well, it feels like luck, but it's mostly just reading them, like trying to guess what the next move is gonna be or how they're gonna do it, like feints or soft feints, all those things like that. Frauner definitely has like a unique type one, and it takes I'd say it takes like quite a bit of time, a long time to like probably learn how to master it. Yeah, a very long time to master it at all, and just learn it.
See, The issue that I have with For Honor is that it's almost a little too basic. See, whenever you get at least like rep 1 with every hero besides Highlander, you pretty much know everything they can do and where all to apply it. And at that point, it just feels like mindless grinding. And so I've stated in a few other videos, but I feel like what the game needs is more tech. Not the original For Honor tech, like year 1 stuff, where you could hit people from across the map and stuff like that, but more so harder things to pull off that can grant you a little more of a reward. For instance, whenever PK does her guard break stabs, I feel like if you time those correctly, then you should get more damage with them. What is your opinion on stuff like that?
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I can see that definitely like should or could or shouldn't be a thing in like some ways. Um, yeah, I agree. I agree on that. Um, Learning more about the game and like about your own character. Like in For Honor, you really strive for like the more you play it because you get to learn how people play a character and how they play the game usually. Like other characters, how you learn to fight them. Because some, like for new players, I'd say Hitakiri to whatever the word was. For new players, Hitakiri could be hard and very difficult to fight. But then you have to play the game long enough and learn the character enough to actually, strive against beating that character.
Yeah. So another thing about For Honor's skill curve is whenever they release a character, they always seem to be like a little basic. Pirate kind of fell in there, but she did have a lot of moves, and she had the gun and a lot of just tiny mix-ups in her kit that kind of made up for that. But whenever you look at a hero like Meijei, they added the 2-stand system, right? And everybody was so excited for that. And then whenever they said that every single move has a version of that on the other one, it kind of felt made the other stance feel not as unique, because the only difference at that point is timings and damage, and that's it. There's no new moves for the different stance. It's only how fast they are and how much damage that they do. And so it didn't really feel like there was much of a difference between between the stances. So do you think that they should start ramping up the quality of these characters and making them harder to learn?
Hmm. Um, I wouldn't necessarily like maybe say that. Like I don't know. I think that like they should keep doing these reworks and try to make these characters as like at least like fun or enjoyable to play as, and not as like you know some for real like Warden. The first time I played him, like I was used to like playing Orochi, and I liked him. I'm one of those guys. And obviously for me, when I was playing Orochi, I learned how to actually counter Orochis more, and I get excited when I fight them. And when I started playing Warden, like he felt like not as agile. Like he felt like like slow. He felt very slow and not as mobile. But then obviously I learned to like him because I learned how like his basic move set works mainly from watching like Havoc and things. And okay,
Okay.
help me.
So, because skill curves are very intertwined with SBMM, or skill-based matchmaking, if you don't know what I'm talking about. what is your opinion on a game like Modern Warfare, where the skill curve can be pretty high because you have to learn all the movement tech and stuff like that, but at the same time, it doesn't. You're still in the same skill bracket as you always have been. And another huge thing with Modern Warfare is SBMM. So I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but it only ranks you based off of the past match that you've played, and that's why it doesn't put you in the same lobby anymore. Is because if you suck at the game, you do absolutely horrible for 30 matches, and then you just let your big brother play and he pops off for one match, that one match is going to single-handedly put you up multiple SPMM tiers. What is your opinion on the stuff like that?
I'd say like I don't know. Like, that's like a tough position to put things in, and sorry. Um, it's dang that it's kind of tough to explain because I don't know. There's like benefits for it, and then there isn't benefits much for it. That scenario you gave me that kind of just like comes with like luck, I guess. Just being very unlucky. Um, that definitely would have to be changed. Like losing all those matches, and then you finally win a match and you did good. Oh well, yeah, nice. You move up another level, I guess. Another like level through the SBMM where you fight players that are not as easy as last time, but they're still like you can still just at least hold your own weight and like actually fight them. Kind of like how
See,
rank system works.
but that's the issue with Modern Warfare, is that
Mm.
whenever you do good in a game, you're going to be punished for playing because you're going to get put in SPMM that is way higher than you, and these people are
Uh,
way better than you. So let's say I do really good in this game, right? I get a VTOL and a chopper gunner twice. Right, I go on huge kill streaks and I get 50 kills and 15 deaths by the end of the game. But maybe they're a little worse than me. Maybe it's just one person kept on feeding me, one or two people kept on camping. I would easily be able to kill them. So I'm still in my skill-based matchmaking tier, but the game thinks I'm doing a lot better than I am. So I get put against like literal pros, and they absolutely just destroy me for an entire match until I go back to being horrible the next match. And so that's the issue with that. And also there is the type of SVMM like Apex Legends where it never really feels like you're progressing. It feels like every single game that you play is ranked. Even if you don't technically lose anything, you lose your MMR. And MMR is essentially matchmaking rating, where it determines where you are and who you get matchmade with in the SPMM. And so the main issue with Apex is it never really feels like that you're improving because you're always just fighting better and better people. And sometimes you don't really want to always improve. Sometimes you just want to have fun. You don't want to have to take every single match super seriously. And I think that's a huge issue with that, because that's one of the main reasons why I stopped playing Apex, is because it just really didn't feel like I was getting anywhere whenever I was playing it.
uh, um, yeah. I can agree with that. Like Apex, I don't enjoy that game anymore because, well, it ain't that fun at all anymore. And also, like, I don't got any friends to play it with. And I think that for most games, except for obviously like one-player games, you would have to. It's best to have friends with you in order to like enjoy the game more and have more fun. Like Warzone 2, for example. You can have a ton of fun in that. Also, like I don't know, I guess the solos part like carries it as well because the proximity chat, like you have a lot more fun with that. And as even squads, you can still have a ton of more fun with friends and also just talking to the enemy in proximity. And Help me out here.
So, in all, do you think that skill curves are connected to SBMM in a great way?
Um, it probably would have to depend with the type of game, cause I know Overwatch it doesn't do a bad job with like its matchmaking because it's mostly just about ranked and Overwatch they made like the completely new thing where like just like Apex there's the like bronze 5, bronze 4, bronze 3, bronze 2, you know, goes on. And you know, you get to learn how to play against your opponents and also strive with your team better in the game. Also, while learning new characters, learning how to play them, and as you rise to the ranks, obviously you learn to fight new players that are going to be better than you, and they keep the part where you either stay in your rank, you go down one, maybe two, and you just got to keep trying and to win. So, in all, I guess SBMM and what was it again? Sorry.
Skill curves.
Yeah, skill curve. Um, SBMM and skill curve. I guess what right now is definitely probably in like a bad state and probably would have to like go to the drawing boards for most developers. They're gonna have to like learn how to, you know, fix this, make it better, make it more enjoyable for the player base, and help them grow as a player to their game.
All right, so before the time ends quickly, come over here.
Okay.
Is this your favorite map?
Yeah.
Defeat.
Fair.